Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Morning, everybody. Well, this is going to be a much shorter than usual video. Nothing wrong with that. But we have some stuff to cover today, so let's just jump in and get there, shall we? Let's go. We're starting off today with Prince William, who made a surprise visit to Poland, to a base where 75 British soldiers are working in coalition with Polish and American allies 50 miles from the Ukrainian border. They said that this visit was a quote-unquote personal mission to thank the soldiers from both Britain and Poland in their efforts. So a couple of different things that I noted, some important, some not. I'm just going to give you my thoughts. First of all, that is one hell of a profile. And William looks so much like his mother. It's a little unnerving. Now, William stands at 6 foot tall, if not a little taller. And this guy to the back and left has got to be at least 7.5 feet tall. He's one of the security personnel that was assigned. This guy is just like huge. But, okay, let's get back. So this visit really underscored Britain's support for a nation on the front line of efforts to help refugees displaced by Russia's war in Ukraine and assist the Ukrainian military in fighting off the invasion. William got very close with Britain's high-tech surface-to-air Sky Sabre missile defense system, which was deployed near the border. Apparently, a ground-based anti-aircraft missile technology, and they're claiming that it can hit an object the size of a tennis ball traveling at twice the speed of sound. Now, this city that he went to is about 200,000 people in eastern Poland, and apparently it's become a hub for shipments of military and humanitarian aid that's headed towards Ukraine. So William met the troops and he said, and I'm quoting, "I just wanted to come here in person to say thank you for all that you're doing, keeping everyone safe out here and keeping an eye on what's going on. You're doing a really important job. Defending our freedom is so important, and everyone back home thoroughly supports you." Now, the man in the brown jacket there is the Polish Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister. I would love to give you his name. I cannot pronounce it, and I apologize. I'm not trying to be smart. I simply cannot pronounce it. Now, Major Richard Kay of the Royal Artillery said, and I'm quoting, "We are here to protect critical national infrastructure in the region in support of the West's ongoing support of Ukraine." Now, several articles have come out and headlines. Some of these claim that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, not Kate Middleton, was with William in Poland. That has not been confirmed or denied at this point. I have seen no pictures of Catherine anywhere. I've only seen the pictures of William. Now, he spent 20 minutes speaking with service personnel inside this military tent, and they told him how they spent the last 26 weeks training to use that Sky Sabre kit, which I think is really cool. Fabulous photo, great trip. Now, when that was done, William went to Warsaw, where he spoke with Ukrainian residents at a center there that houses people who have been displaced by the war. They feed them, I believe it said 2 meals a day, but he was able to go around and look at the activities and interact with these people and hear their stories of how they ended up at this center. He took selfies with a lot of the kids. That's a new thing. He was able to really connect with them and make them feel and understand that they have not been forgotten. Now, while he was there, he met this adorable 4-year-old, Marco Timofey, I think is how you say his name. And it looks like this little boy really caught William's attention. Now, you know that William just wants to wrap that little boy up, take him home, and give him to Louis as a playmate. It's adorable. He also went with the mayor of Warsaw to speak with Natalia. I'm just going to call her Natalia. I cannot pronounce her name. About her experiences since moving to Warsaw. William also spoke with Kevin Allen, who is the representative of the United Nations High Commission for Refugees in Poland. All right, I just want to touch on this. It's saying that Meghan Markle got a boost in her sister's lawsuit. Actually, that's not true. A past filing shows that Meghan Markle's responses to individual discovery they're not that big of a deal, but if you put it all together, she has failed to produce any documents from the first request. She has not answered one admission, one single integratory question. She's withholding evidence and she's stonewalling. And the judge pushed the deadline back to July 3rd. So what's happened is they have until July 3rd now to depose them. That's all. All right, moving on. Moving on, Harry's demands about Archie's birthday being factored into the coronation are really coming apart for several reasons. Number one, Archie is too young to even go to the coronation, much less celebrate his birthday. Like, he's not going to know the difference. Number two, people are pointing out that on Archie's third birthday, Harry was off playing polo and Archie was nowhere to be found. So the hypocrisy abounds. Moving on, they're saying that the royal family apparently has a plan A and a plan B in place in case Harry and Meghan turn up for the coronation. The thing is, they haven't responded. You only have so much time to respond. So while they're making all these demands of the royal family, unless they respond soon, their answer is going to be no, because the chance to respond will be taken from them. Oh well. Moving on. Well, they're saying now that their attendance is in doubt anyway because of the fact that they have not decided to attend. They're concerned about being booed. They're concerned about the way the UK public will receive them. They are saying now that the most likely scenario is that Harry attends alone while Meghan throws Archie his 4th birthday party and, of course, tries to take over the internet by putting up a lot of photos about it. And at the same time, nobody's talking to them because you never know if you speak to them if what you say is going to end up on the next morning news with Gayle King. Anything's possible. Well, this article came out saying that the children's titles are under threat from a U.S. legal challenge. So let me just explain really quickly. The U.S. Foreign Emoluments Clause was created to prevent corruption and limit foreign influence on federal officers. So what it says is that no title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any office or profit or trust shall, without the consent of Congress, accept any present title, office from any king, prince, foreign state, etc., etc. So essentially, if Harry and Meghan want the titles officially recognized, they're going to have to leave the United States. Yep. Next up, this article really got me because what they're saying is that Harry and William had an intimate conversation, and Harry told William about the quote-unquote plot against Meghan, including staff members who were sabotaging her. And the article says, Harry was braced for a lecture, but it didn't come. And he says, for the first time in a long time, my brother heard me and he was so grateful. And I have to tell you, though, I think that William was probably listening to Harry and was going, you know what? Your wife is rude. Your wife is mean. Your wife is this. Your wife is that. And I'm not listening. That's what I think was going on in his head. All right. Next up, one of the biographers says he doesn't think Harry understands the damage that he's done to the royal family and his relationship with them. And I got to be honest, I completely agree. I think those drugs, and I think his brain is so addled at this point, I think he really doesn't understand because he keeps saying he wants to reconcile with his family, and then in the next breath, he's attacking them. It's like he doesn't see what he's doing. Very interesting. All right, next up, this article came up saying that Harry and Meghan are using the kids to pay the bills. I believe I've told you guys before that they were going to wheel those kids out whenever it helped them make money. What did they do? They're talking about privacy. They would allow no pictures of the children, only to show them in the Netflix documentary. So more than likely they had a deal with Netflix where they couldn't show pictures of the kids. They had to be saved for the documentary. When they were doing the very first Spotify podcast, in order to try to get the clicks, they wheeled Archie out. Listen to Archie say, "Merry Christmas." And you know what? It didn't work, and it was a total flop, and that was the end of their joint podcast. So, yes, I think that they wheel the kids out at this point. The kids are nothing but money-making commodities for them. You watch. Next thing you know, there'll be a Lilibet clothing line, Lilibet dolls, Lilibet this, Archie that. You watch. They're totally monetizing the kids. All right, next up, Harry is once again the butt of the joke. There is a parody book version of the book Spare coming out that says, "Spare Us." It's being parodied in a spoof. Now, this version of the book was written by Bruno Vincent, who has previously written other parody books. It was published by Little Brown, which is owned by Hachette. Spare Us will be aptly released, believe it or not, on April Fool's Day, and a press release promoting Spare Us read, "He was born into an ancient, powerful dynasty and through no fault of his own became one of the most recognizable men on the planet. His life was a constant barrage of press intrusion and manipulation." Right. Until finally, he demanded that it stop. And in order to get the privacy he so craved, he has written a frostbite and old book that goes deep inside the castle walls and exposes every shouting match, fist fight, betrayal, teddy bear, awkward hug, and tear-stained wedding rehearsal for the world to feast their eyes on, all for privacy. This is his story. This I will buy. All right, really quick, I'm just going to touch on this. We already know that, people are now wanting to know if Harry told the truth on his immigration paperwork. Did he admit to the cocaine use? Did he not admit? They're saying that just because you're royalty, you don't get a pass. And everybody's wanting to know how this happened. I mean, they're bringing up the fact that Amy Winehouse and other people that wanted to come into the United States, not even to live, just for like awards show, were denied admittance due to their drug use. So why is Harry getting a pass? Good question. Finally, we're just going to touch on the fact that Harry and Meghan have been warned that they're going to be very unhappy and insignificant if they continue on the path that they're on. Well, I got to be honest. They already look unhappy. We've seen the pictures of Harry, like at the Nelson Mandela thing at the UN, and they're pretty much already insignificant. They don't do anything. They really don't. So they're kind of dead in the water, as far as I can tell. At this point, they're just scratching for attention. It's kind of pathetic. All right, you guys, I'm going to end with Finn. It was one of those really nasty rainy days today. He did not even want to go out to the bathroom. He just wanted to lay on the couch and sleep, so I grabbed you a quick video. Watch this. Aww. You're sleeping so sweetly. Okay, you keep sleeping. I'm sorry. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. All right, you guys, you know what I want. Leave those comments below and make them good. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell. If you've already hit the button, double check and make sure that you are still subscribed. Don't forget to go up into the description box and get the links to my Twitter, my Getter, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon. There's a physical address in case you want to send me something. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund and through the thanks button, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.